July 8, 2014, Varna Airport, Bulgaria. The terminal buzzed with travelers, but for 28-year-old Lars Mittank, it was anything but routine. He sat alone, eyes darting, clutching his phone, anxious, restless. Moments earlier, he'd seen the airport doctor for a quick checkup. Suddenly, panic overtook him. Lars leapt from his seat, abandoning his wallet, passport, and luggage. He sprinted barefoot through the terminal, past stunned travelers, out the main doors, into the blinding sun. He didn't stop. He scaled a barbed wire fence, vanishing into a vast sunflower field. In seconds, he was gone, swallowed by the landscape. No one saw where he went. Security footage captured his desperate escape, but offered no answers. Lars Mittank, so close to home, had disappeared without a trace. His belongings remained untouched, a silent testament to his sudden flight. The airport returned to normal, but Lars was gone. What terror drove him to run? What did he see that no one else did? In a place built for departures and arrivals, Lars simply vanished. His story would become one of the internet's most haunting mysteries. A young man, a normal day, and then, nothing. The world kept moving, but for Lars, time stopped at the vanishing point. The search for answers had just begun, and the silence that followed was deafening. Just a week before, Lars was on vacation with friends in Golden Sands, Bulgaria. Sun, beaches, laughter. He was the picture of happiness. Lars was a regular guy, football fan, steady job, close to his family. The trip was meant to be a carefree escape. Photos show him smiling, relaxed, enjoying every moment. No one could have predicted the darkness ahead. The plan was simple, a week of fun, then home. But a single violent encounter would change everything. What started as a perfect holiday would become the prologue to a mystery. The sun was setting on their trip, and on Lars's sense of safety. In a heartbeat, paradise would turn to fear, and nothing would ever be the same. On their last night, a heated argument erupted at a fast food restaurant. Lars, a Werder Bremen fan, clashed with rival Bayern Munich supporters. Words turned to blows. Lars was struck hard in the ear. Dazed and hurt, he became separated from his friends. The next morning, a doctor diagnosed a ruptured eardrum. Flying was too risky. Lars was told to stay behind and rest. His friends had to leave. Lars would catch a later flight. Alone, injured, and stranded in a foreign country, his unease grew. What seemed like a minor fight became a turning point. The path home was suddenly uncertain. Lars's friends believed he'd be fine. But the real ordeal was just beginning. A simple injury had set off a chain reaction, and Lars was now on his own. Alone in Golden Sands, Lars checked into a cheap hotel, Hotel Color. The place felt grim, unsettling. His anxiety deepened. He called his mother, voice trembling. "Something's wrong, I don't feel safe." He insisted men from the fight were after him, trying to hurt him. He begged her to cancel his credit cards. Paranoia took hold. He fled the hotel in the night, convinced he was being followed. Hiding in the shadows, he called his mother again, terrified, desperate. He believed the taxi driver was part of a plot. By sunrise, Lars reached Varna Airport, texting his mother, "I made it." She booked him a bus ticket home, but Lars insisted on flying. He was convinced it was his only escape. The airport felt like his last refuge, but the fear wouldn't let go. Lars was about to enter the final, most bewildering chapter of his story, and the world would soon be watching. Lars's calls to his mother grew frantic. He whispered of men who wouldn't let him leave, convinced everyone was against him. The paranoia spread. Hotel staff, taxi drivers, strangers. He distrusted the antibiotic prescribed for his ear, fearing it was part of a plot. Some wonder if the medication triggered confusion or hallucinations. Was it paranoia, or was there real danger? In his final call from the airport, Lars's voice shook. "I don't want to die here." It was a desperate plea, a son's last cry for help. Moments later, the line went silent. His mother could do nothing but listen, helpless. The fear in his voice was unmistakable. Whatever haunted Lars, it was closing in, and time was running out. Security cameras captured Lars's final moments in the airport. He paced, picked up his bag, put it down, checked his phone, nervous, agitated. He visited the airport doctor, seeking reassurance or refuge. The doctor described him as jumpy, eyes scanning the room. When a construction worker entered, Lars panicked. To him, this was the threat he'd been fearing. He bolted from the office, shouting, "I don't want to die here!" He left everything behind. Wallet, phone, passport. He sprinted through the terminal, face twisted in terror, but he didn't run towards safety. He ran for the exit, away from his flight, away from help. The footage ends with Lars running into the unknown. In seconds, he was gone, and the mystery deepened. Lars's escape over the airport fence was the last anyone saw of him. He vanished into a sunflower field, leaving no trace. Search teams scoured the area. Dogs, drones, thermal cameras, nothing. His mother flew to Bulgaria, desperate for answers. Years passed, but no clues emerged. Theories about psychotic break, criminal pursuit, tragic accident, each possibility leads to more questions. Today, Lars's disappearance remains unsolved. His image haunts missing persons posters and internet forums. For his family, the pain never ends. The story ends with a question. What happened to Lars Mittank? The silence of the sunflower field is the only answer, and the world is still waiting.